The Ombudsman's damning report called out the Ontario's Landlord and Tenant Board's failure to provide justice to thousands of Ontarians. And the Advocacy Centre for Tenants Ontario has been sounding the alarm for years that tenants have been struggling to participate in the LTB's online hearing process. We read in the Ombudsman report about a woman who waited 10 months for a hearing only to have trouble logging on the day, and as a result her case was dismissed and her access to justice was denied. To ensure everyone gets a fair hearing, experts are calling for in-person hearings to be easily available to people who request them. Can this government implement that recommendation?
To respond to the government, the Attorney General.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I appreciate the report from the Ombudsman. And one of the things that he did say was that when we took government in 2018, the previous government supported by the NDP, and I'm paraphrasing what the Ombudsman said, of course, but he said that the technology was redundant, that it was broken. And we have invested $28.5 million in cutting-edge systems so that people can access justice, Mr. Speaker. In terms of in-person hearings, people can request in-person help. They can go to locations in London, Ottawa, Toronto, and other spaces. We also have a mobile service to help people that don't have the technology. So we are doing things to make sure that we're doing digital first, but not digital only. And I look forward to the supplementary question where I'll talk about some of the other investments that we've made, Mr. Speaker.
And the supplementary question, the member for Toronto Centre.
Yes, thank you very much. There's only been less than 1% of actual hearings that were actually in person. My question to the Premier on the same specific issue is the Ombudsman's scathing report included many heartbreaking stories. A tenant's home was so unsafe that it made her ill. So in December 2020, she then applied to the LTB. Her case was then heard only 16 months later after she already made the difficult decision to leave the home that she could afford. This all happened under this government's watch, where the caseload blew up from 20,000 in 2022 to 38,000. You can't blame the Liberals for everything. They broke it, but you made it worse. There's still no relief in sight. When will the government actually own up to their failures and actually table a detailed report with timelines to clear the historic high backlog of the LTB?
Remind members may take their seats. Remind members to make their comments through the chair. The Attorney General.
Mr. Speaker, and in fact, the backlog did grow because, Mr. Speaker, there was a pandemic. And when we chose to protect tenants and put a freeze on evictions, of course the backlog grew by a little bit. But, Mr. Speaker, we've invested. If it was left to the NDP, who knows what the number would have been, because we pivoted very quickly to online hearings. We made sure that people had their day in court, and we moved very fast. We made investments in staff. We made investments in technology. We made investments. We've doubled the number of adjudicators, Mr. Speaker. We have done so many things. And let me tell you, Mr. Speaker, what the NDP have done, Mr. Speaker. They've said, no. They said, have hearings. Don't have hearings. Have them in person. Have them quick. Mr. Speaker, I think I'm going to start calling it the party of turnstiles.